most gifted bodybuilders of all time. A complete physique, round, full muscle bellies, tiny waist, perfect symmetry, and one of the few guys who could walk on stage with minimal prep and still dominate. But what set him apart wasn't just how he looked, it was how he got there. Kevin had a method that almost no other pro dared to use. He would stop training, not just for a week or two, he'd take off entire off seasons. No lifting, no strict diet, just living life, playing music, eating like a normal guy. And then, when a show was coming up, he'd turn the switch. 16 weeks out, he'd start training again. And he wouldn't just get back to his former shape, he'd come in better. He'd grow into the show. Now most competitors shrink during prep. They lose fullness, they get flat. Kevin, he'd get bigger, more detailed, harder, like a movie montage come to life. And this wasn't a one-time stunt. He repeated it through his entire career. One of the most legendary examples was the 2001 Olympia. Kevin had torn his major and minor pecs just a few months earlier. He wasn't training. Everyone thought he was out. But when he decided to come back, he had 8 weeks to prep. Just 8. He walked into the gym, small, flat, completely deconditioned. Most guys wouldn't even consider getting on stage under those conditions. But Kevin pushed hard. Heavy weights, brutal intensity, no distractions. He trained like every day was life or death. One of the chest workouts he used to rebuild after that pec tear is still talked about. It wasn't fancy, but it was savage. He'd start with flat barbell bench, working up to 405 for clean, explosive reps. No ego lifting, just total control. Then incline dumbbell presses, often going up to 120 or 130, focusing on that upper chest fullness he was known for. He'd move straight into hammer strength incline presses, stacking the machine with plates until it groaned. Minimal rest, always chasing the pump. Then finish with dumbbell flies, slow, stretched, painful reps. No counting, just chasing failure. That session alone showed how Kevin approached training. When it was time, he unleashed hell. Nothing was held back. The volume was moderate, but the intensity was off the charts. That's how he packed on that roundness and fullness so quickly, by shocking the body and forcing it to adapt. And when he stepped on that Olympia stage, he looked like a statue. Huge, full, dry, with that signature roundness that nobody else had. He placed third that year, behind only Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler, 2 guys who were in prime form, and Kevin nearly stole the show. Another insane example, the 2016 Mr. Olympia comeback. He hadn't competed in 13 years. He was in his 50s. Everyone doubted him. But in true Levrone fashion, he started from scratch, trained for a few months, and brought his body back to a level that would humble most younger pros. Now that version wasn't as sharp as his prime, of course, but the fact that he could rebuild that much muscle at that age in that short a time showed just how rare his genetics really were. But this wasn't just about genetics. Kevin understood recovery. He didn't burn himself out. He let his body reset. Nervous system, joints, digestion. He gave everything a break. So when it came time to ramp up again, his body was primed to grow. He once said in an interview, "I didn't believe in wasting energy in the off-season. I believed in coming alive when it was time to compete." That was his edge, laser focus at just the right time. All gas, no burnout. When he trained, it was all business. Heavy bench, brutal hack squats, rows with plates sliding off the bar. No gimmicks, just intensity. The kind you can't sustain year-round. But that works like magic when you time it right. And here's a story that sums him up perfectly. In the mid-90s, right before the 1996 Arnold Classic, Kevin had been off. No training, just enjoying life. Then with around 12 weeks left, he kicked off his prep. People at the gym said he looked like a different person. No size, no cuts, just average. But week by week, he exploded. By the time he walked into Columbus, he looked unreal. Granite hard, insanely full, and he won. That was his second Arnold Classic title, and he made it look like he'd been prepping for a year. This was Kevin's magic. He didn't fight his body, he listened to it. He knew when to push, when to pull back, and when to attack. His confidence in that process was unshakable. For most bodybuilders, time off means regression. For Kevin, it was part of the plan. He'd recharge mentally and physically, then come back with a vengeance. It was almost like he needed that contrast, the quiet before the storm. Kevin Levrone wasn't just a great bodybuilder, he was a different animal. And he reminds us that greatness doesn't always follow the rules. Sometimes it's about knowing yourself so well that you can break the rules and still win. Because when Kevin Levrone chose to turn it on, there wasn't a man alive who could ignore what he brought to that stage.